What is up, my friends? My name is Echo Thrumi, and today I'm here with another episode of Clash Royale 101, where I break down every troop in the game and teach you how to use them both offensively and defensively. And today, guys, we are taking a look at the recently buffed Elite Barbarians. Before I go any further, I want to take a moment and thank you all for coming down to the channel. I really do appreciate it. And in the comments below, let me know if you are using Elite Barbarians in your deck or not. Now, guys, after this new buff, the Elite Barbarians are definitely part of the new meta of the game. I recently did a deck review video, maybe a couple of days ago, if you want to go take a look at that. That does include the Elite Barbarians, and I'm using them in my current deck as well, and I'm actually using a replay of my own for today's video. So the Elite Barbarians, they're a 6 elixir card. They include 2 Barbarians that are elite because they wear a helmet. They have 207 damage per second. They have 1,165 hit points at level 10, which is extremely high. Melee troops, obviously, and they're very fast. They are extremely fast. They are not slow like the regular Barbarians. These guys are amazing on defense, which you're going to see, and they can easily turn a defensive stand into a counter push. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just jump into this replay right here, and you guys can actually watch how this deck handles a giant deck. Notice that in this deck, or you will notice that in this deck, I don't have a defense. I don't need a defense when using the Elite Barbarians, whether it be against a giant, whether it be against a golem. It tears them up so quickly that the defense isn't needed as long as you keep them in the back. So I'm going to start off with my split right there. And I see this giant coming in. Elite Barbarians are in my hand, and what I plan to do is throw them right on top of that that giant as it crosses that bridge, and that's what's going to happen. And watch the Elite Barbarians just tear up this giant right here, takes him down like nothing. Unfortunately, that Mega Minion was there beating up on my elites as I was beating down on them, but the Barbarians are taking out everything right there. I mean, they did a really nice job of clearing out the lane and getting rid of that whole giant push. Now, my opponent here did have a hog and a giant, which you don't see often, so I realized that I'm going to have 2 different types of defensive stands. So I use the log and archers on that hog, and my plan for the rest of the battle is to use the Elite Barbs on the giant, and that's exactly what's done. You can also use the Elite Barbarians as a, kind of with a little bit of trickery. You could throw an Ice Golem in front, and you can have that. See right here, my Ice Golem is tanking so that my Barbs don't take any damage from that Mega Minion, or at least minimal. Then I throw the Mega Minion in front, and then I could have this counter push, and this counter push is pretty nasty right here. It's going to work on that Valkyrie. Look at that, the Valkyrie, and then they get to the tower with more than half health each, and they just rip this tower down. I have my archers down in front as well, and it completely destroys everything. And then that Barb, watch him just beat up on that tower, just removing so many hit points from it. Very strong troop. Now, as you guys saw in the beginning, I only get 1 tower on this. I decided to sit back and play a lot of defense right here because they've barely touched my tower, and I'm content with that. But if I wanted to do a counter push, you could, if I just want to do like a trickery type push, you could put your Ice Spirit like that, or your Ice Golem, and have your Elite Barbarians push up the lane and smack around a tower. And if your opponent is low on elixir, they won't be able to handle it. And you could do a really nice job of tricking them and beating down their tower awfully quickly. Now you got these Elite Barbs and that Mega Minion right there, and the arrows help take out those Barbs. But another nice defensive stand with 32 seconds left. I basically know how this opponent's going to come at me. I have it in the bag, and here I go with my log, Ice Spirit to slow things down, Mega Minion to take a shot or 2. There we go, and the round's going to be over, guys. So that was a nice example of how they play defense, and I'm going to show you one more replay only because I want you guys to see how they handle a golem as well. So I'll just double time through the rest of this because you already know the outcome, and that was the end of like the highlighting of those Elite Barbs. So I have one more replay, and actually it's a tournament play, but it's against a lower level than myself. But it still gives you the idea and the visual of how the Elite Barbs are going to handle a golem, and I want you to definitely see that. Now they're going to have a golem push down this right hand side, and I'm going to use the Barbs to handle that push. Again, I don't have any defenses to distract, but I still get it done. So I have my Ice Golem, and then my Elite Barbs right there. So I don't have them in hand. This is what I was talking about, a nice push with the Elite Barbs. Unfortunately, skeleton armies are like the worst enemy of Elite Barbarians, but now look at this. On the tower, distracted by the Valkyrie. One of them is still on the tower, though, and took it down to 850 hit points. That was only with one of them on the tower. The other one was on that Valkyrie. Now, my opponent's going to be doing this golem push. The good thing is I have enough time to cycle back to my elite barbs after I see that this golem is incoming, because that's really my main stop for a troop like a golem. So I'm going to throw my archers back. I'm going to throw my miner in, I think, just to try and beat up on that collector. And that's exactly what I do. And my ice golem right there to distract that witch and that ice wizard. And look at these barbs just tearing up that golem, just like nothing. Now, mind you, it is a level 2 golem, but still, I mean, it doesn't matter the level. I mean, it does matter the level because hit points matter. But those barbarians just came in there and they took out the golem, they took out the witch, and they took out the ice wizard. And it was at 6 elixir cost. Now, you may say to yourself, 6 elixir, that's expensive. It's a big investment. But the amount of damage that they do, the amount of strength that they have, and the amount of troops that they can take out make them completely worth it. Let's see how I do this stand again right here. The archers I split because I was trying to cycle through my cards. Just wasn't sure what the opponent was going to do. Throw my miner in that left-hand side. Hopefully my archer can get in that tower as well, get a few hit points off. I got my archer working on the golem, and then again, elite barbs, tearing it up. That's 3 shots and a log, 4 shots, and it was broken into golemites. And look at my elite barbs. Their hit points are they still have half health. And they're going to rush this right-hand lane right here. My archer's helping clean things up, and I use the ice golem as well. And look at these barbs just going to tear up on that tower. A few shots is a big deal from elite barb. Even if one of them makes it to the tower, they do extreme damage. 42 seconds left. I don't believe the opponent's going to play a golem again, so I'll double time through the rest of it because the highlighting of the elite barbs, I believe, is over. There's no big pushes anymore. I was just playing some defense right here. And that really was the end of it. With only 14 seconds left, it's basically over. So, my friends, that is a good example as to how these barbs can be played. They can definitely be a pushing troop if you feel that your opponent is low on elixir and you think you can get those barbs to the tower. That tower will most likely be taken down because of the damage. You have 189 damage per... That's a level 9 elite barb. Where's my level 10s? There's my level 10. You have 207 damage per second times 2 because there's 2 barbs. And every strike that they make is 291 damage. So let's round it up to 300 just for easy numbers' sake. That's 600 damage every time you get both of your barbs to strike on a tower. That's huge. It's big, big damage right there. And like I said, they could take a lot of heat and a lot of... They have a lot of hit points is basically what I'm trying to say. So, a pushing troop, a defensive stand, counter push troop as well. They're fantastic. They're part of my deck. I even actually, guys, put them inside of my Lava Hound deck, and it does so well. They really are amazing troops. And I hope that you guys get a chance to try them out. Guys, if you stuck around long enough to hear this part of the message, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And if you did and you're new here, I hope that you decide to hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it if you do. And if you're already subscribed to my channel, guys, for support, hit that like button. It makes me feel good, and it definitely supports the channel. A little other side information, I have my Asking Echo episode coming out on Wednesday. If you have any questions for me that you want me to answer on the episode, you could tweet at EchoThroughMe with hashtag AskingEcho, or you can email me at askingechoyt@gmail.com with your more in-depth question, and I will try to get to it on the episode this Wednesday. Really looking forward to that new feature. Hopefully you guys will be there with me. For those of you that don't already know me, again, I'm EchoThroughMe, and I come out with content every single day, both Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. I hope to see you guys back again tomorrow. Until then, thank you, and be good.